Hey, you guys, it's Dean, and I'm back. You guys, you have no idea how hard it was for me to figure this out. Like, for the longest, I was wondering why my face won't show up when I'm doing voiceovers. Finally figured out. I'm gonna have to like try to remember how I did it again. But I'm so excited. This is like my June TBR slash stuff for like next month. But anyways, I'm so excited to like let me like minimize myself, okay? So you guys, this is my potential June TBR wrap up. Well, not wrap up, but like TBR slash for next month maybe. You guys have no clue how weird I was. This is like Kakashi and Sakura. I ship them together. Well, I ship Sakura with anyone. So next, so the first readathons that I'm like participating in is FuckAthon 2020 by Nora Reads. Go check her out. Um, this year, I believe that this one ends in August because the live stream is August 19th for to discuss not only other books that we read, but also the group book. But first, let's go into the prompts, y'all. I'm like so excited that I figured this shit out, y'all. Anyway, hopefully I'm still showing up, okay? So it's late at night, so I need to like get to it, okay? Because some of these readathons end real soon. Anyway, so here's here's the thing. When it comes for FuckAthon, I realize that there's a lot of books that I'm reading in June that applies to the prompts. So like mention it a few times here and there, okay? So the first thing that we have is fuck ableism, which is basically read a book with a main character who is with a visible or invisible disabilities. Fuck ageism, read a book with a main character that's 50 years or older. I don't know about Patsy, but either way, I'll change it just in case. We have until August, okay? Sorry. Next, we have capitalism. This is basically read a book with main characters that try to subvert, trick, swindle, survive, or make the best of a capitalist system, okay? Next, we have white supremacy. Well, fuck white supremacy. Next, basically read a book that challenges white supremacy ideology, and I have a few ideas about it. Next is fuck religious intolerance. Basically read a book with an MC who's practice. Oh, I'm sorry, my throat is like. Mm. Okay, so basically, you follow someone who has an opposite or like separate religion from you. I got two in mind, but we'll get to it. Then fuck book elitism. My bad. Basically you can like read the trashiest, cheesiest, most tropey type of book on your shelf. And fuck gentrification, which is basically read a book with characters who are fighting and dealing with gentrifications in their well, not companies, but like in their communities. Then we have fuck slut shaming. Basically, read a book who loves sex or is unapologetically about it. So, yeah. Then fuck with yourself. Basically, I'm sorry. Read do something utterly selfish for yourself, which I have something in mind for that. Which most of these could like include that, but. And then the group book, which is the the source of self regard. By Toni and Morrison. So hopefully my library has it. So on to the next. On to the next. So a few things that might fit for the religious aspect of this is Kingdom of Souls. I come from a Christian background, even though I don't really believe in Christianity like that. So, however, I really want to get into African spirituality, hopefully voodoo, since I am Haitian. But I hadn't been able to like find some nonfiction, stuff about at least stuff that's available to me in my library, something about voodoo. So I'm gonna stick with this. So this has been all over since last year. Basically, Kingdom of Souls. You follow this girl who is from a family of witch doctors, something evil comes in, yada yada yada. I know that Michael B. Jordan signed up for a movie for this, so he needs his production, so I gotta get to it. Okay. Next, I have the cross and the lynching tree. Remember, I'm not as close to Christianity as I used to. Well, I was never that close to Christianity. I have a complicated relationship with it. It's like I don't know. To me, it's like a weird, slightly abusive ex-boyfriend that you have twisted feelings about. I don't know, but like I would like to read more about this, and it's like a combination of fuck racism slash social justice and white supremacy and all that other stuff with religion. So it would fit, and it's a short book too, and I have it, so I want to take notes on that one. Okay, so next we have fuck capitalism. I actually got this from Dustin from the Ghost Reader on his channel, and basically is called The Price That We Pay: What Broke American Healthcare and How to Fix It by Marty McMack. I don't know. He's a doctor. um, I feel like this would fit perfectly with capitalism. Until then, I might switch it out. Depends on what Nora Reads is going to post for recommendations for capitalism. So we'll see. We'll see. I knew I forgot something. So for fuck gentrification, I decided to read oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, what was it? Oh, The City We Become by M.K. Jemisin. I got the audiobook for that, so I heard that it has like, a little bit of you know, gentrification split in there. So we'll see. Then we have slut shaming / fuck yourself, fuck with yourself. Technically, there's a lot of things that could go with it. So let's see. First, we got set, and it's a very short book. It's at least 86 pages. I'm currently reading it right now by Alexandria House. Is part of a series. Next, oh, my new favorite author. Missing Hearts. This is a standalone. This is more like a tome. Like I think it's at least 500 pages, and most of these, well, at least for the slut shaming and fuck yourself options I'm putting up, is from Kindle Unlimited. So if you have Kindle Unlimited, you can read these for free, at least during your you know, 3-month trial and stuff. So I'm really interested. This could fit with, you know, another prompt from another readathon. However, I don't think that might be a good idea since I don't know. Either way, you're following 2 FBI agents while they're trying to find this serial killer who kills little black girls, and they're trying to find out before like shit starts to riot. And it's very reminiscent to what's going on here. So you have tensions building up. They're trying to race against the clock before the next little black girl gets killed. And it's an interesting read. So not only is there a mystery that I'm like invested in, but also a romance, a budding romance between 2 characters that supposedly hate each other. So there's that. Next, we have Redemption, also by the same author, Kenya Wright, also on Kindle Unlimited. So I'm only 4% in, but basically you have a mother who is running away with her 3 kids? Yes, 3 kids, and from an abusive husband, and she crashes into, oh my goodness, what is his name? Yoshiro? Oh, Yoshiro's backyard. Well, not backyard, but front yard, basically, into a ditch by his house. Either way, he saves them, and some shit pops off. He has a pass. And those 2 kind of steam up. She's a bit untrustworthy. Well, not she is untrustworthy. She's untrustworthy of other people because of, you know, what her abusive ex-husband did. And like, I feel like the first few pages, especially when it comes for how the husband found her, because she's been on the run, it really broke my heart. I was like, wow, what would you do if, you know, someone close to you let out your location to your abuser, especially when you let them know about it? Child, you gotta have to read it for yourself. And I'm currently also reading Roots of the Wicked by Kendric. Also, Kindle Unlimited. So I'm about at least 46% into this book. We have 2 very ambitious people who are, you got this white billionaire and a black sister. She's like half Haitian, half Afro Venezuelan. So I like her already. So but basically she is into STEM. She runs her own tech company, and basically his company hires her tech company to fix all their problems and shit. But you know, there's some tension going on, you know, some sexual tension going on. So those 2 hit it off, but like they both have like certain secrets, especially her. She went through some tough shit. You're gonna have to find out for yourself, okay? And yeah, people try to get in between them, especially his family members, his racist ass brother and stuff. I really expected a lot more from like the father, since he's so like, I don't know, like he comes off, well, he is abusive, but you'll find out why the father is abusive to him, especially growing up. So it's like, it's a lot. Okay, and this one is also on, you know, Kindle Unlimited. Just assume that most of this is on Kindle Unlimited. And this is For the Love of ATL by Desiree. This was suggested by Oshale in one of her live streams. So it's like a soap opera like stuff. Problematic in some ways, yes. Breaks the fourth wall, of course. I think I'm about 10% in, and I was like, this is gonna be a hot ass mess, okay? Problematic, but hot ass mess. And next, oh my goodness. So I really plan on the reason why it fits with the fuck yourself prompt. It's the last book of the Daevabad Trilogy is coming out this month, and it's called The Empire of Gold. And I plan on hopefully reading, like binge reading, you know, the first 2, because like these books are big, okay? They're thick, okay? Like most of them are like, I think the first book is at least 593 pages. The second one is at least 600 plus pages. And the last book, oh my goodness, it's going to be so beautiful. I hope I end up with this one since I live in the US and I don't like the UK covers. I'm sorry. But like, moving on. So next we have BlackAThon, which is from Juneteenth to the 20th. Hopefully I got the dates right. But yes, so it's a 48-hour readathon, and I have 3 options because one of them is a short one. The other one I already started, so hopefully I can finish it. And the other one is a longer one. So first we'll start with Patsy. And I think Patsy fits with the fuck ageism because I don't know how old the mother is in this one, but I've heard great things about it. I heard that it's going to be a very tough read. So you follow this lesbian mother who leaves her daughter to go to New York for a better life, and hopefully, you know, but it doesn't really turn out that way because it's fucking New York, duh. But and she leaves behind her daughter True, who's non-binary, and I believe True is also a lesbian as well. or queer. So there's a lot of tough decisions. I think at some point they're going to meet each other. I don't know how. I know it's going to be a very intense and probably sad read. I got the ebook and I got the audiobook from my library. Next we have Freshwater, which I feel like would fit with the fuck ableism trope. I mean, not trope. Prompt. My bad. So basically, you follow this non-binary. Oh my goodness, I forgot the main person's name, but she's, well, they're non-binary. My goodness, why can't I talk? It's late at night. Who has split personalities? You don't know if it's really split personalities or if they are really talking to gods. So there's that, and it's a short read. I know that some people say that like it's very heavy hitting, but it also, hits you where it hurts in like a quick way. So it was like my type of stuff. And next we have the color purple. And even though Nora, she didn't add this to her stuff, I feel like fuck I feel like white supremacy would be sprinkled throughout this book, because I think I'm halfway through the color purple when I like set it aside to read other things. But there's definitely a lesbian character, of course. Not to mention, let's see, there is, from what I remember from the movie, and I do notice it in this book, is that there is colorism and futurism in this. And since, it kind of links in together with white supremacy, especially the stuff that we internalize, I feel like this would fit well with all the prompts. And since I'm almost done with it, then that's perfectly fine with me. Next, we have the Blackout Reread, which was started by Books with Shay. And I only have a few days to read these books, but luckily, audiobook. And one of them is hella short. So, first things first, we got White Fragility by Robin Denlagello. Child, I don't know. I got the audiobook. I'm sure it will correct me. But from what I read from reviews, this is a, hold on, I'm sorry, my bad. This is a white author. It's a very short book, but basically it's targeted towards white people trying to confront their own internalized racism and all that stuff. So she does say the N word in her book based on everybody's reviews, but I guess in a educational way. I'll have to see. We'll have to talk about it anyways for the live stream. So there's that. What else? Oh, White Rage, which is written by a black author. And it's basically how, and both of these books are basically how white people use their emotions and privilege to shut down black people. And this one is slightly longer. So I am also waiting to read that. That's like the group read. Those are the Twitter ads. So on to the next. Yes. Okay, so this I'm so excited about. I'm sorry. So ThrowbackAthon is back, and it's from June 15th, which is very soon, and June 21st. And as you can see, our book of the month for Allie's book club is The Worst Best Man. I have yet to read it. I have the audiobook, so hopefully I can like get through it ASAP. So this is just, the monthly. Well, this is our book for like the first 3 months. Okay. Next, we have the prompts. And everything is color coded. So if you see the black background, obviously it's for Batman and Beyond. So the first prompt is Batman and Beyond. Basically, read a book where the character has a secret identity or is hiding something major. And then we have Recess, which is read a book surrounding a group of friends, which is going to be like this weird pink background. Then you have Doug, blue background, coming of age. Next we have Rocco's Modern Life, which is like this nice mint background, which you'll see. Basically read a book that you consider a guilty pleasure, which I'm very nervous about the books that I picked. Very nervous. Next we have Gargoyles, which is gray background. Basically read a book based on ancient mythology or history. And when it comes for the Daevabad Trilogy, it fits with the Gargoyles, but since hopefully I'll be able to like read it throughout that time. Oh. So, black background, obviously. First things first, we have Dirty Desires by Kenya Wright. This is a novella. This is also available on Kindle Unlimited, or if you don't have it, it's $5.99. This fits with the F yourself on with Nora prompts, and not to mention, this is a continuation to the a short story in the short story Dirty Dancing, for another longer story for the Lion and the Mouse series for book 2. And I'm already 47% done with it. As soon as it's like the 15th, I'm gonna like finish it. But basically the premise of the book is you have Ava, who is going to be the first black prima ballerina in Russia and is falling for Misha. And Misha, he is trying to hide his gang member status as his relationship with Ava grows. Now we know Misha is part of a gang, because if you read the first few books, then you would already know, you would have met him and everything. So, but Ava don't know. At least well, you have to read it to see. But basically bad things go wrong, like really wrong. What I really like about this world is that everything is connected. So it's like the Marvel universe. It's like separate, books, but it all connects into one universe. So I like that a lot. Next, we have Slay. Hopefully, I can get this at my library before the 15th. Highly doubt it, but if I do, then that'll be like a miracle. Um, this one is a coming of age. Basically, you follow this girl who I forgot the name of. I should have wrote these people's names down. Oh well. But basically, she is a gaming developer, but nobody knows. Nobody in her whole entire life knows. But some shit goes wrong. Someone ends up getting killed over a beef that started in the game. Next thing you know, she is having a lawsuit coming her way. She's being labeled as a racist towards white people, ugh. And then now she has to figure out like how this happened and all that other stuff. So I heard it's very geeky, and I'm very excited. And it has lots of representation in here. So next we have a coming of age, which is I'm going to continue with the Rick Warden Percy Jackson series, which is the Battle of the Labyrinth, which is book 4 of the Percy Jackson series, and it's with mythology. Not to mention it's fuck ableism because most of these kids have invisible disabilities. So, but it's like used as a power and stuff. Next, we have Follows Fair. Now, I started reading this back in February, I believe. This is the first book of a series. You follow, not only do you follow a group of friends, but you also get to, have, this group of mean girls getting revenge against and combat rape culture and all that other stuff. My prediction, since there's like, this friend group is 4, my thing is that it's probably going to be like, 4 books within the series just to follow each person. So I need to finish reading this. Next we have Pet by Akweke Emizi, and you get to follow this black trans girl, and basically she lives in a world that has monsters and stuff, and we thought, well, according to like the synopsis, we thought that all the monsters are gone, but then with her blood accidentally spilled on her mom's painting, and next thing you know, this monster called Pet comes out of the painting saying that he's trying to hunt a monster. And it's a short book, but I heard lots of great things about this. So moving on. Okay, as you can see by all the memes here, including Kermit the Frog, I'm very much scared. So if you have seen my videos in the past, I don't put trigger warnings much at all, damn near never. But I think this time I'm going to put it in. I feel like all of this would be fit with the fuck book elitism, because I feel like at least for the first 3 books, I don't know, I felt like a little bit of elitism towards that genre. So trigger warning, okay, prepare yourself. I'm very nervous, to be honest with you, and I don't know why I'm stalling. I think I'm stalling because I'm very nervous, because like, not to mention with the state of the world is, and like the subgenre that it is within another subgenre, it's going to be a hot ass mess, and I'm still contemplating whether I should even bother to. So, oh god. Okay. So let me explain this subgenre. Obviously, it's the first 3 books are interracial romance. However, the subgenre underneath that is racists falling in love with someone black. Feel free to get your Umar Johnson on, whatever. Get your, like, I understand if a herd of Hotep starts coming after me, but at this point, like, let me explain. Like, most of these book titles, I actually saw these book titles back in January, and each time that I see this scrolling either on Goodreads or on Amazon, I'm like, you know what, maybe I should read the sample. And I would read the sample, and it's like, I'm interested, but I'm like really scared. And I'm like, what if I ending up liking it? Because like, as you can see from the minty background, this is supposed to be for the guilty pleasures. What if, I don't know, like, and I kind of like want to see. I think, I don't know, I'm really scared. Maybe I feel like a little bit of confidence because all of these books are written by Black women. I don't know, like, based on the people's reviews, people are I don't know, it's like a very tough pill to swallow, but it's like an open dialogue. I'm scared. Let's continue. So, first things first, Crayson. Y'all, Crayson is Crayson is available on Kindle Unlimited. It's you got Crayson and Keta, who experienced a traumatic event as a police officer and a Black woman. Lord. So it was not good. It went viral, and 7 years later, they deal with the aftermath. He was looking for atonement, and he thought he found it until 7 years later. Nikita lands right in his lap, but she wants nothing to do with him. Neither of them believes in coincidences, but will they explore how the event has shaped them, or pursue more of who they could be as a unit? Feel free to roast me. I'm scared. I really, like, you guys, I've been like eyeing some of these books for like since January, and some of them as early as like December. I'm really scared. Like curiosity is like, curiosity is gonna like kill me, to be honest. Oh my goodness. And it's by the same author. Now this I heard from Black Prose Book Club, and we were talking about. And here's the thing, Oshale, she did not mention the author's name, but when I was reading the premise of this, I was like, that sounds familiar. Oh wait, I heard of it back when we were at a seat of the table book club. That's when she was talking about it. I was like, oh my god, this is the book that she was talking about. Anyway, so basically, this is the first book of a series, and basically the whole series is following these Republican white men falling in love with Black women. The first book you follow two perspectives based on the sample that I saw. Actually read multiple times, but I keep getting scared because at the time I didn't have Kindle Unlimited, and I was like, do I really want to spend my money? I mean, technically the money is going to go towards another Black person. So I was like, oh, goodness, child. I was scared. But basically, she's a sex worker working for her law degree, and obviously they somehow meet each other and they hate each other, and something happens. I don't know. It's by the same author. And next, this one, this one's going to be the death of me, because this one is, out of all of them, this is the one that I'm the most curious. The most curious. Like I'm like I keep like, out of all the samples I read, this is the one I keep rereading the sample over and over again. It's like, do I buy it? Do I buy it? And like bite the bullet to see if it's worth reading. As you can see, it's The N Word by Tina Levin, and it's not available on Kindle Unlimited. It's $3.99. This is a two book series. And I'm scared to really spend my, you guys, I'm scared to spend my $3.99 on this, to be honest with you. So you have Aaron, who's in jail for a hate crime against a black person. He's sent to prison. And then you have Miss Mia Armstrong. She's an elementary school teacher from a conservative Christian background. She also volunteers at the prison. Somehow they ended up being pen pals. They never met until they end up meeting, and he is shocked that the woman that he's been talking to, that he's been like slightly falling in love with, turns out to be a whole ass Black woman. Um, y'all, out of these books, I want someone to read this with, but too many traumas going on, so I understand if you want to be like, nah, bitch, you can be dramatic on your own. Yeah, this is very, very, very problematic, but I don't know, like I've been looking at these books and like that weird subgenre, because I went into like a deep dive, like I went into the rabbit hole. I was like, holy shit, there's actually a whole entire subgenre within this subgenre. I'm like, y'all. Anyway, let's go for the less cringy one, which is cringy to me, but yeah. So we have in the comment with Isra, and this is book one of the Love Unaccounted series. This is available on Kindle Unlimited, but it's also $3.99. And oof, let me see. Okay, so basically you're following this pastor, and basically he is preparing to take over the largest Pentecostal church in New York. And I'm from a Pentecostal background, Haitian to be exact. Anyway, so then you have another girl named Isra. She's from Harlem, struggling with 3 jobs in school to make her ends meet. They have something in common. This is BDSM, and it has something to do with religion. And I don't like mixing the two. You know, maybe I'll like explain in like a story time or something. Child, I don't know if I should. Anyway, I think I should like skip, you know, that weird subgenre and like stick with this also uncomfortable subgenre. I don't know, man. I don't know. Anyway, next we have mythology, The Sphinx by Jessica Cage. This is also available on Kindle Unlimited. This is the first book of a series, because I think each part of the series is following different mythology. Like the next book I know is following Medusa, and all of them are Black people. So this is great. Moving on to positive things. So basically, you're going to follow the scorned lover, Azza, aka the Sphinx, and she is the Sphinx. She's going to avenge, her ex-lover, Ares, the god of war. And before, she wasn't always a Sphinx. She used to be like a human, but then Ares is a jealous guy back then, and he basically didn't want anybody else looking at her. And thus he turned her into the Sphinx that we all know from like Egypt and stuff. But then she started to like gain powers and stuff. It was like, you know what? I can finally shapeshift. I can finally leave this place. So thousands and thousands of years later, or maybe not that long, maybe a few hundred years later or something down the line. We're in modern times, and she's trying to, get revenge on her ex-lover because all the gods, they get reborn, and she has this ability to suck up people's powers when she devours them, because that's what she does. Um, anyway, this is a paranormal romance, at least according to Goodreads, and I'm excited. And look at this cover, y'all. This cover is so much better than the other one. So there's that. So, and this is book one, Scorned by the Gods. So I'm really excited to like read through this just so I can get to Medusa, because I don't know if they somehow meet each other, but I hope so, because we all know Medusa's story. Like, she got fucked up by the gods, to be honest. Next, we have Jinn. The Jinn. This is book one of the Jinn Revelation, also by Jessica Cage. So this is the first book of a series. There's 6 books so far. Basically, you living in this post-apocalyptic world. The earth is divided by magic. Is divided, and magical beings rules all. So you have like all these magical beings. I think demons, maybe obviously Jinn, because they're like the same thing. But they're fighting over land and shit, like a turf war. Like Bloods and Crips over certain territories. Okay. So but basically Jinn, the main character, he stays away from this hot mess because he's like, I'm not trying to deal with this. He stays away from all of that, and until his friend Mike presents Jinn with a startling truth. Basically, he finds out that the love of his life that he thought he lost is actually alive. So Mike, his situation is that he wants to help his people to be freed from the slums, and only Jinn is able to like help to make that happen, since he's like this. He's a Jinn, so he has all these magical powers that can help. So now a deal is made and a journey begins. And that's the first book of a whole bunch of series. Based on you guys have to go check out, the book covers, because they're really dope. But like all the MCs are black, and I feel like most of the POC, all the other side characters are POC based on the covers and stuff. So I'm excited. Next, we have other options. Just in case that it doesn't, like there's a lot of stuff that could like fit into all of these reading prompts. So if I get to it, I get to it. And it's not just, reading prompts for like the ThrowbackAthon. It could be for FuckAthon as well. And maybe BlackAThon 2.5. So first things first, the top row is all available on Kindle Unlimited, and the bottom row is, no Kindle Unlimited. So first we have The Perfect Waters. This is book one of an African American mermaid paranormal story. I believe you follow this marine biologist, this black marine biologist who lost her mother, but then something weird happens to her, so she's starting to get scales. Like the description reminds me of that show H2O from Nickelodeon, if you remember. And she's going through this weird transformation. So this is book one. I think there's like at least 3 books in the series. Don't quote me on that. You can go check yourself, and it's by Lachey McCoy. Next we have Love Effects, book one of the Miller sisters, by Kate Cole. First of all, the cover is beautiful. If I remember clearly, one of the sisters' ex got married, and somehow she got invited to the wedding. So obviously there's going to be some hot ass mess. She ends up meeting a guy at the wedding. So let's see how that goes. This is also, of course, Kindle Unlimited. This is Blackborn, by LL Farmer. And basically this is book one of a warrior slayer. But basically you follow this woman who, I forgot if she is immortal or she got made immortal. So I'm not sure if she's a vampire herself or not. But basically somehow she lives a long time. She used to be a slave, but somehow during that time, during her slavery times, I think she ran away. Somehow she managed to become immortal, but she's out here slaying a whole bunch of demons. And she's been doing that for years. Kind of like Angel and a black Buffy the Vampire Slayer. And like I think you kind of travel with her throughout, like as she lives by. I think like that part when she was a slave is probably going to be a small bit of it. Meanwhile, we're gonna go to like the bigger picture of the bigger battle, because I accidentally read the synopsis for like the other book, the second book. There's like 3 books in this series. Clearly there's going to be a war against a whole bunch of demons, so she's going to be the lead of it. I can't wait. I don't know if this is romance or not, but like the premise already got me excited. So there's that, and not that many people have read it, so yeah. And this one is Daughters of the Stone. Actually Nora Reads, she actually suggested this book from her last FuckAthon Readathon last year. I forgot which one this would fit in, but I was very shocked to find out that this was available on Kindle Unlimited. Otherwise, I think it's $5.99. But I'm very much excited that it's available on Kindle Unlimited, because like I don't know, with the COVID and everything, with the, you know, my library acting real slow. Now curbside pickup is only available 2 times a week, and it's like at really odd hours too. So I'm glad that this is available. I think you follow. It's kind of like homegoing, how you follow, um, the first generation of a black woman during slave times, of course, and it travels down through the generations. And I think there's like some kind of weird magical stone that's passed down. And if I remember clearly from what Nora said, is that this takes place in Cuba. So it's very, I think it'll be very interesting. I think it's going to tackle a lot of issues and problems based on my predictions. Since if I since it takes place in Cuba, I'm thinking it's going to talk about some colorism. I think it's going to talk about how a lot of them about like people, I don't know, very hard the like very very strong effort to deny their blackness. I have a feeling is going to be towards like the last generation before she finds herself. That's my prediction. That's it. Other options that's not from Kendall Unlimited is Hood Feminism, notes from the women that the movement forgot by Mickey Kendall. I first saw this on my goodness, Black Girls Read on Instagram. I don't know if that's the username, but I'm very excited to read this one. And next we have The Warmth of Other Suns, the epic story of America's Great Migration by Isabel Wickerson. And I think that this also has fits in with the gentrification prompt, which I'm excited to read this. Now we have a Black woman's history of the United States. You already saw this on my channel. I keep talking about this and how I wanted to read it. I hadn't gotten the chance to read it. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. And next we got, let's see. Oh, The Wicked and Divine book, volume 6, which is part 2 of the Imperial part. And there's lots of queer representation, lots of Black and POC representation. There's this dude who looks like Prince. Oh my goodness. Like the artwork is very vivid, and I don't know what's gonna happen next because something bad happened. Like when I thought it was gonna go a certain direction, it didn't, and now a greater evil is back at it again, trying to kill the gods. But basically, quick premise: you got the gods who are reborn every 90 years. Well, actually reincarnated every 90 years, and they all end up dying within 2 years, and something is trying to kill them. At least that's the first part, and then there's an even greater evil that the gods at some point, when before they had to end up being reincarnated each time that they were fighting. So that shit is back, and we got to deal with it. So I'm excited. I like Persephone. Who else? Bow. um who else? The dude who looked like Prince, I forgot who he is. Oh my goodness, I forgot which god he was. But Odin is a bastard. I hate him. I hate Odin. I really hope he ends up dying or something. But yeah, I don't like Odin. He's the worst. He's trash. Anyways, Lucifer. I cannot believe I'm saying this because, like, I don't know. Like I said, that weird complex relationship with religion and me. Like, I don't know. I ended up liking the reincarnation for Lucifer, and I find it so funny that Lucifer ended up being reincarnated as a white woman with blonde hair, blue eyes, and a lesbian. You guys, I was like, yo, they're really okay. It's like a dark joke. I was like, I was like, okay, okay. So I think that's it. Yeah, it is it. So this is like my information. This is my babes, the Uchiha clan. Don't mind them. Like, ignore. I'm sorry, Sadra. She's cute and everything. Sasuke, he's whatever. I used to love him. You know what? It's a long story. I'm gonna have to like do a whole entire dedicated video based on fan fiction alone. So yeah, that's it. This is my information. Feel free to check me out. This is longer than usual. I'm gonna have to like make sure I speed this up. So bye.